Hey everyone, Dr. Steve, Doctor of Science stuff. And we're going to shoot the video today when I'm walking, because that has something to do with the video that we're shooting today. And we're going to talk about time. Like, where did time come from? What's the science? And I know what it is. I'll tell you, I teach you. It started, remember I told you God a long time ago started working out? And, first he started with some free weights. He's kind of figuring it out. And then he started cardio because he's got the paunch, right? And so he started running around the track. And once in a while, he'd twist his knee. It hurt. And he'd be like, bam! And then it would get all better. And he's like, it's good to be the God. He had seasonal allergies. But the elves were out watching him run one day. They're on break, lunch. And they're gathered around the chow wagon. They're eating like heavenly tacos, drinking refreshing Diet Dr. Pepper. And they're watching. And they're like, why is he running? Like, Mrs. God isn't even out here. And just then, God, he's tearing around the corner. He's a speed freak. Like, God's got them long legs. And he sort of pulled up and doubled over. He had a stitch, right? I think God had eaten a couple heavenly tacos earlier. Mrs. God wasn't around. And he looks at the elves. He goes, dude. He just called them dude. Like, he didn't remember their names. There's a lot of elves. He's like, I got to figure out if I'm ever getting better at this. Like, let's come up with a way to measure, hear the science, measure how fast I go. And so he called over this old dude that he hired to paint lines on the track. And his name was Engelbert. But, God, he's not good at names. He's like, hey, England, eggplant, Ingve, come here. And so he said, I invented this thing called a stopwatch, but you figure out how to use it. And Engelbert did. But God had to give him a nickname because he can't remember doggone Engelbert. So he called him Father Time. And that's where it comes from. Any science question, you send them to me. I'll answer them on the ranch.